Jack Ebling and Lindsay Huddleston here. It's another Press Pass preview. Taping 3:30 tonight, Team 3:30, and we'll be on a little bit after midnight. And then also available at drivewithjack.com, fox47news.com. That will be posted tomorrow. But Cassius Winston posting a school and conference record for assists, breaking Martine Cleave's mark, now at 817 and counting.
And counting indeed, and you said it right, because players don't normally stay for 4 years anymore. There's a very good chance this may be one of those unbreakable records.
Well, from 817, he'll probably take it to 950. There's a chance he could get to 1,000. That's going to be extremely difficult, but nonetheless, going to put it where very few will ever be able to touch it.
That's great. You know, we all will continue to follow Cassius in his life because of this heartbreaking story about him losing his brother. But when you see such a great goal being accomplished, it just says so much about his resilience, his ability to still achieve more. I mean, short of a national championship, this young man is still accomplishing major things day in and day out.
And he did not have a good game Friday. It was one of his worst games. Scoring, turnovers, only had the 4 assists. But he had a pretty spectacular one to get the record on an alley-oop feed to Xavier Tillman. And as Gabe Brown said, you can't have a better one than that.
No, not at all. And I even heard that he said that he didn't even know that lob broke the record. He thought they were just happy that he was playing good all of a sudden. But that's just to show you how cerebral he is. He's often said that Spartan Breslin Center, that's his sanctuary. So he's able to go there and go into the deep recesses of his mind and not worry about those things that have been hurting his heart, but be able to go out there and put on a great show for the Spartan family.
It was a big win for Michigan State, coming off the horrific 29-point loss at Purdue, and the 8th straight win in the series against Wisconsin, the 11th time in a row they've beaten the Badgers in Breslin. And there was a time when that wasn't happening. Earlier this century, some very good Michigan State teams lost 11 of 14 to UW.
Wow, yeah. You know, you've always known those Wisconsin teams. I would call them speed bumps. They will always be the team that would stop another great team from being successful, and you can't take them for granted. But this is the time that Michigan State was able to respond the way they needed to.
Just about every team in the Big Ten, Lindsay, is a speed bump now. If you look at the NCAA evaluation tool, they call it the net.
The net.
And of the top 50, 12 are from the Big Ten. No other conference has more than 5.
Jack, in your historical reference point, have you seen anything like this before?
I think it's the highest the floor for the conference has been. I have seen years where the ceiling has been higher. I'm not sure there's a great team in the league this year. There have been years where there have been 2 or 3. You get multiple teams in a Final Four. I don't know if that's going to happen. But if you take out Northwestern and Nebraska on the road, any team can win.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's going to be great for Big Ten tournament time. You know, you don't know who's going to be hanging that final banner.
And one thing that Tom Izzo has always done, Lindsay, he says anyone, anywhere, anytime. It's the pre-conference scheduling, and I think that's helped Michigan State in league play. I think the grinding of this season is going to help some Big Ten teams when they do get into postseason play, because they're going to have seen difficult competition, back-to-back, different styles. So I wouldn't be surprised if 10 Big Ten teams made the NCAA tournament, and if 5, 6, 7, 8 of them won their opening game.
Wow, that's a major. I think what it also says is that no one's being fearful now. There's no giant that can't be slayed, no one that can't be toppled. So night in, night out, there's a chance that you could run up against a team that could pull the rug up under you and take a win.
Rutgers and Illinois tied for second place, 1 game behind Michigan State. What were the odds that Rutgers was going to do that and have twice as many wins, more than twice as many wins as Ohio State, more than twice as many wins as Michigan, more wins than Michigan and Ohio State combined in conference play. But who would have ever thought there'd be a team that would be unranked at the start of the season, would then go all the way up to number 4 and now fall all the way out of the rankings, and that's what the Wolverines have done.
You're absolutely right. I think this is totally a seeing to believe it type season. You could not have said that. You could not have predicted that. On what basis could you have done that? I just think, and we're going to see this more and more in the seasons to come, that these college athletes don't have the ability to stay as locked in for as long as players have done in the past.
And why do you think that is?
I don't know, Jack. I just think it's just a coming of age that, the people that were just high school players are now collegiate players playing on this big stage.
Right.
And they know that there's always another game. There's always another game to prepare for. And they kind of just say, if I lose this one, so be it. I got another one to play, and whether it's the AAU mentality or whatnot. But we're seeing that more, and I think we're going to see that consistently throughout the season.
Well, we saw it this week with 3 teams in the top 5. Duke lost twice. Auburn, previously unbeaten, lost twice. Dayton lost twice. And there were other teams that could have lost twice, Arizona among them, or Oregon, excuse me. So there have been other teams that have struggled this week and this year, on and off, hot and cold. Nobody's consistent.
I mean, Jack, I've been around the game long enough to know rarely do you hear about top teams losing twice within a week. I mean, you hear a loss, they recover, and maybe several weeks later, but to have it back-to-back consistently, I just think it's the level of player right now.
Only one undefeated team in the country, San Diego State. No one saw that coming.
Yeah, no one saw that coming at all. Being 19-0 right now, I mean, wow, who would have thought that?
Yeah, but that's what it is, and it's going to be fun. I like this kind of basketball, Lindsay. Some people like it when there are powers, when there are teams that are way, way, way up there. I like it where every game is competitive. And, you just shake it up and then roll them out the tumbler, and that tells you who wins that night.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think it's healthy. I think it's good. It's going to give a lot of these programs who probably didn't have the chance to get the recruits they want an opportunity, because they can go in with, a bill of goods and say, this is what we've done, this is what we can do. I think it's going to help bring more parity throughout college basketball.
Big Ten home teams this year, conference play, 42-7. Not like that in other conferences. Much closer between home and road success. One other thing about Michigan State I think we should say, Jaylen Terry this week. Committing, again, this time to Oregon.
He likes green.
Said he did not want to be in a program that recruited another guard. A.J. Hoggard was recruited afterward. I think you need more than one guard in a program. There are injuries and foul trouble and different things that happen, but he didn't like that situation, and so he's going to go out to Eugene. And he also said something about not being wanting to pull out of the game or something to that effect. I couldn't really understand what he was saying, but I think a lot of the reaction from fans is, if you don't want to play for Tom Izzo, you know what his system is like. You watched him your whole life growing up. You knew it well enough to commit. And now that you're not in the program anymore, now you're going to find reasons that you don't fit there. So I wish him well going out to Oregon, and hope he has a great career out there, but not meant to be in East Lansing.
Right. I read that. I heard about that. And the only thing I would say that it's really difficult to leave your community, being mid-Michigan, Flint area, go all the way to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Do you have a support system? And if not, hopefully he can get one that can help him have future success.
Well, we have seen players before. Saw one from Lansing Everett.
Yes.
Head to Oregon. Couple transfers later, he is back in Michigan, an MIAA program. So those are things that you have to have a comfort zone. I think you're absolutely right about the support system. That is a long way to go, and if you don't like rain, good luck.
Yeah, you're right about that. Speaking of luck, we're going to be able to watch some press pass pretty soon, right?
Yes, absolutely. A little later tonight because of the football games, and there's a show on Fox. They always want to preview their new shows, but we'll be on a little bit after midnight. Set your DVRs. Stay up late. Might not have to work tomorrow. Who knows? MLK Day, right? And we'll be on 12 or 12:30. Just check your system, and you can record the show. Also, you can see it tomorrow. It'll be posted on Twitter. It'll be posted on Facebook. You can go online, drivewithjack.com. You can also go to fox47news.com/presspass and see it. Appreciate you being here. Tom Crawford and Darian Harris. We had Doug Warren and Mark Yule from the MHSAA. A lot packed into the show tonight, so it's worth staying up for.
Great.
See you next week, everyone.